when America is criticized, like, for example, I can just look at my own comment section. By now, in my own comment section, I just see a repetition of maybe half a dozen arguments of people who get triggered by my criticism of the United States or my criticism of the West. They have a very limited menu of responses, and they're really always the same, and it's very predictable what the responses will be. And it's interesting because you find very few people willing to say anymore, we are uniquely great as a civilization. We're uniquely special. You can only find the people saying that are people like Douglas Murray and Jordan Peterson and these types who are really trying to revive a nostalgia among very desperate people, to revive this image of the West that no one believes anymore. What you see now, rather than talking about how unique America is or how unique the West is, they're saying, well, everybody did what we did. Everybody did the crimes that we did. All empires have been the same. Everybody committed atrocities. Everybody, was exploitative. Everybody had slavery. Everybody was bad. There was barbarism all the time. It's not special that we did that. The whole rhetoric has changed. Rather than completely denying their crimes, they're trying to minimize their crimes by saying everybody did it. So this indicates that they're aware that they're in decline and that the consequences of their actions are coming down on their heads little by little, but more rapidly than anyone could have predicted. And they are coming face to face with the consequences of their actions. And now because throughout their entire history, obviously, throughout their entire history, their modus operandi has always been to avoid responsibility and to shift blame and to deny their own atrocities and their own crimes. So they've never had the instinct to take responsibility. They've never had the reflex to take responsibility or self-accountability in any way. And so now, as the consequences are actually coming down upon them, they're doing the same thing and saying, well, it's complicated, and actually everybody did what we did. So you can't really blame us. You can't really hold us responsible for that because it's not unique in history. Everybody was the same way. That really reflects the decline in their own confidence about their so-called civilization, while also it reflects their knee-jerk reflex to try to evade responsibility for their actions. They're trying to sort of shrug their shoulders now and throw their hands up in the air and say, well, we're not unique. And all of the various empires and countries and global powers always did the same things that we did. No, don't be modest now. You were right to say how unique you were, except that you were just wrong about what you were unique about. You like to tell people that you were unique and how virtuous and how wonderful you were, but no, you were very unique in how savage and how brutal and how violent you were. You have always been unique in that. There hasn't been any empire in the history of the world that was as uniquely violent, as uniquely brutal, as uniquely inhumane as you are. So don't be modest. You absolutely have been a unique so-called civilization in the history of the world.